You should not just run your own race on YouTube. I know you hear it all the time that you should not look at other channels and compare yourself to them. But what if I told you that it could actually help you bring better videos to your viewers? I've heard all that advice also, but I've always been a competitive person. So finding ways to compete on YouTube has helped me get way more work done and actually helped me be way more motivated. So if you're like me, I want to help you by showing you some methods that I use to help make YouTube competitive in a good way. So the first thing you can do is look at your social blade rank. When you're first starting out on YouTube, you're so new, you have no idea if you're actually making good videos and where you rank up to everybody else. So you upload video after video and you don't really know how you're improving. This is one of the main things with YouTube when I came onto it, because it can be a run your own race type of thing. But I realized that when I was running my own race, I allowed myself to get lazy because I felt like I was just running my own race and it didn't matter what I did. And for me, one of the things that's always lit that fire under me is seeing how I'm progressing day to day on something I'm trying to improve on. So when I found out about the social blade rank, I was super excited to see if it could help me do that also. I was a little bit skeptical of it at first, but when I started looking into it, I compared different channels that I thought were creating the best videos, and most of the time they had a higher social blade rank, and channels that I felt like were creating low effort content usually had a low social blade rank. It's not perfect, but it's actually a pretty good indicator of who's making the best videos. You don't have to compare yourself to everybody on YouTube, but you can compare yourself to everybody in your niche because you'll all have access to the same amount of views. So it's like an athlete keeping track of his stats for the season to see how he's improving and what he needs to work on. And when you put them all in a list and see who's at the top, you're motivated because you know they are the best of the best. And let me tell you something, there is a reason why Mr. Beast is at the top. So when you keep track of this, you're going to be motivated because you're going to see your progress, but then you're also going to see the best of the best and want to compete with them. So the second thing you could do is compete to bring the most value. So this goes along with the social blade rank because you're not just competing for subs and views, you're competing to bring the most value to your viewer. Because when you're competing to bring value and not just for views and subs, you get out of the mindset of being selfish and just trying to go for views and subs. Instead, you're trying to bring the best value for the viewer, and that in turn is going to bring the views and subs. Mr. Beast brings the best entertainment value, Ali Abdaal brings some of the best education value, and that's why they have so many subs. So look at the people that bring the most value in your niche and ask yourself, are you bringing more value than them? The chances are you're probably not. So now ask yourself, how can you bring the most value? And when you start to focus on that and you get it down, it's going to start bringing people back over and over because they know that you bring them value every video you upload. That's why Mr. Beast never stops getting views. All the gimmicks and clickbaiting and over editing is only going to get people to watch that one video. But if you deliver value in the video consistently, people are going to watch your channel over and over and they're never going to stop coming back. So the last thing you can do is use subs and views to measure the impact and service that you're bringing to your audience. So instead of just forgetting about subs and views completely, you can change the way you think about them. Use them as a metric to understand if you are bringing that value to your audience. And one of the things that Social Blade runs on is how many average views you're getting per video, not just on one video. So if you're able to get those consistent views on your video, then that means that you're doing your job in bringing the value to your viewer. So when you're able to do this, your Social Blade rank is going to rise because of it. And I think this is one of the most important mindset shifts for YouTubers to make, because when you start focusing on views and subs this way, you don't have to shy away from them. I used to hear all this stuff about not focusing on subs and views, and used to make me disgusted every time I started to think about my views. But because of that, I was just uploading whatever, and I think I wasn't really caring about what the viewer was thinking. But when I started to hone in and I realized that the views and subs were the viewer's way of telling me that they enjoyed the video, I was able to start focusing on them in a good way. But also, when a video did bad, I did not cry about it and think it was the algorithm's fault. I knew that I just did not do my job well, and I needed to bring more value to the viewer, and then the views and subs would come. It's really that simple. And when we all get in on this and compete to best serve the viewer gets the best experience. Why do we like sports? Because the best of the best are competing and they're all going at it, and when the best of the best compete, the viewer gets the best experience. So you're not hating your competitors, you're loving them, but still competing with them because you know that they're raising you to a higher standard. Because when we all compete and we hold each other to the highest standard, the viewer gets the best experience.